Hi, I'm Blair French, and this is another webisode of Lessons in Lifestyle. Today we're going to be making Mexican hot chocolate, one of my favorites. And this chocolate comes from the state of Oaxaca, which is in the southern region of Mexico. And in honor, I am wearing the huipil, which is the traditional shirt that many of the women from the different villages in Oaxaca and all around Mexico really that they wear. This one happens to be from the exact village where the chocolate that we'll be using today was made. So to get started, let me explain a little bit about the chocolate that we are using. As you can see, it's formed in these bars. This chocolate does not have any cocoa butter in it. So if I click it, it's hard. It's made with sugar, chocolate, and cinnamon. Now, the reason this one is so special is that it's made with 5 different cocoa beans. So when you taste it, each of those cocoa beans is going to correspond to a different part of the tongue. So you'll actually taste it from the tip of the tongue all the way down through the back of the throat. And it's a really full, intense, and wonderful flavor. And I know you're going to just love it. Now, to begin, I'm going to take some of this chocolate and I've crumbled it up and I'm going to put it directly into a hot pan or a warm pan. We want to just have our flame anywhere between medium and medium low. And you'll just drop some of the pieces in and we're going to let them, they're not really going to melt like a regular chocolate, they're going to become very pasty. And we're going to keep our eye on this, and I'm going to explain one more thing about this chocolate, which as you can see on the inside, it's pretty dry and crumbly. And not to worry, it hasn't gone bad. That's just because of the way that it's been processed. And if you order this from my website, you'll probably notice some variations in tone. Some of it will be darker than others. Some of it will be dry looking, and that's all fine. It's not old, it's just the way that it's processed. So as this has started to heat up, you can take a look and see that it's become a paste. I'm going to start to mash some of it around. Let me see if I can use a spoon to flip some of this over. It'll continue to melt down like this and become very pasty. You can see as I can start to scrape off some of this, that's what's going to happen. We're going to wait until this becomes a little bit more pasty, and I'm going to keep scraping it and working it a little bit. Now, when we make this hot chocolate, the reason I love it is because it's so simple. We don't have to add sugar. It's already in the chocolate bars. There's already cinnamon that's in the chocolate bars, and that's what makes it typically Mexican, is that they use cinnamon in this particular type of Oaxacan chocolate. And this hot chocolate can be made with either milk or water, or you could use half milk, half water. I've also done it before where I use half and half and make it really rich and intense, but I'll serve it in a demi-tasse cup. And it's a nice way to end a meal, and it's a very simple way. So I'm just working this more into a paste. And once it breaks down a little bit more, today I'm just going to use milk. That's how I typically like to enjoy my hot chocolate, is with milk. Here they actually enjoy it a lot with just made with water. And this chocolate is so intense and so delicious that just making it with water is really good. So you can see how this is changing. And becoming a paste. So another thing that you'll notice if you order this chocolate, it's probably not something that you're going to want to just eat like a snack. Although you could, it's got a gritty texture to it, so it's unlike anything you've probably eaten before. And you might prefer it in hot chocolate or in the recipe that's on my website, which is for the Oaxacan chocolate pudding. So we are ready here. This has just gotten to the point where it's pasty. And I'm going to add my milk. And then I'll start to whisk. The traditional way of mixing hot chocolate is to use a molinillo, which is made of turned wood. So I'm just going to keep working this in, and you can see how this is becoming to look a lot like hot chocolate that we know. And because this is all done to your taste, you can make it as diluted or as intense as you like. And again, you can experiment with using water, milk. You could use half water, half milk. I've never made it with soy milk, but I don't see why you couldn't. So once my milk is warm enough, I don't really want to boil it because that's too hot to drink. It's ready. That's it. It's easy, it's fast, and it is chocolate heaven. And I think we're about ready. I'll just pour it into the cup, and we will be good to go. And there you have it, Mexican hot chocolate. So if you go to my website, there's a recipe within the newsletter that's for Oaxacan chocolate bread pudding. It's a delicious recipe, and while it's a little more complicated than what we're doing here today, once you experience this flavor, I really would encourage you to make that chocolate pudding. It is outstanding.